After 2 weeks off as well from the British Grand Prix, we now head into a back-to-back. It's late July and it's into the summer break. Welcome to the Hungaroring in Budapest for the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix. So it's round 13 of the season as well. Lewis Hamilton victorious last time out. Then we end July with the Belgian Grand Prix in a week's time for the summer break. August sees us in the Netherlands before September takes us to Italy at Monza, then Azerbaijan and Singapore. October takes us as well to the United States at COTA, then Mexico. November sees us in Brazil, Las Vegas, and then in December it's Qatar and Abu Dhabi, the last two races of the year. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 255 points, Lando Norris on 171. Charles Leclerc now moves up ahead by just 4 points to his teammate Carlos Sainz. Oscar Piastri jumps ahead of Sergio Perez, who's now down to 6th. George Russell is now a point clear to Lewis Hamilton, both winning the last two races. Alonso and Stroll rounds out the top 10. On the second page, Nico Hülkenberg 2 points ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Danny Ricciardo has 11. Behrman, after his Saudi Arabia debut, still on 6, now the same as Pierre Gasly. Kevin Magnussen has 5, Albon on 4, Ocon on 3, Zhou still on 0, but Sargent jumps ahead with a better result than Bottas, who now drops to last in the driver's standings. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way, 373 points to Ferrari on 302. McLaren are clear to Mercedes in the top 4 battle. Aston Martin are clear as well to RB. They're in a battle with Haas on 27. Alpine have 9 to Williams' 4. Sauber still on 0 points in the Constructors' standings. Let's take a look at the Hungaroring in Budapest. 2.738 miles, 14 turns in total. They describe this place as Monaco without the barriers. Just the one DRS zone and 14 corners, but it's a fan favourite. Good exit on the last corner and then booted hard on the run down towards turn number 1. Now, it's a downhill braking zone as well, and it's quite treacherous in the wet. So take a long sweep in, third gear, inside line. You're already on the power at the exit with the DRS open as you run down towards the kink at turn 2. It's sort of a double apex hairpin. You sort of throw the car in and hope it sticks to the centre of the track. Kink at 3 rises you up the hill towards turn number 4. Right at the top of the hill, fast speed, down 2 gears, flick the car in, don't go all 4 wheels off the track. Now it narrows up as well. Up through 6, 7 and 8 chicane is really tricky. Single file, nasty bumps either side. It really unsettles the car. Now this is the most feared part of the track. Single file, quite quick, sort of Mickey Mouse, backwards and forwards. Think Maggotts and Beckett's, but a lot tighter. Out of turn 11 and 12, the car wants to open up and sing, but it's sort of held back. It's like you've got a dog on a lead. Down now in towards turn 12, flick the car in, back on the accelerator. Turn 13, lovely. Concrete inside, nice and slippery in the wet, but nice and dry and grippy coming in the race. Last corner, turn 14, similar to what we have at the Nürburgring. Flip the car in, take a nice tight line, a lot of power at the exit. You can keep up across the line, and that is a lap of the Hungaroring. The rain has come down at precisely the right moment. We are moments away from qualifying for the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix, and the rain is here. Hello everybody and welcome to what is going to be an absolutely fantastic qualifying session. Mixed damp conditions always gives us the exciting urge to get this racing going. Lando Norris was fastest in practice 2 and in practice 3. What are we going to see from him in this session? Are we truly going to see anybody have a better or worse session? who can tell? I can't wait to get going. Alongside me in the commentary box will be Megan Birch. Omi is down in the pit lane as well. And we're gearing up for what is going to be a very entertaining session. Now, quickly, we can take a look because they haven't changed over just yet. This is the results from free practice 3 this morning in the dry conditions. And these are the best times so far of the weekend as well. Lando Norris was fastest, from Piastri in second. Max Verstappen went in third with Russell fourth, and Carlos Sainz put it P5. Ricciardo sixth with Albon in seventh. Hulkenberg eighth, Tsunoda ninth. Hamilton rounded out the top 10. Then it was Leclerc in 11th place as well. Dropped that down as well with Bottas 12th. Perez was down in 13th. He's still not finding good times on these upgrades. Alonso 14th, Strolls 15th, Sargent 16th, Zhou 17th, Gasly 18th, Magnussen 19th, and Ocon went into 20th position. So it kind of gets a little bit of a no, doesn't it, as to who's fast and who's not. Great time from Albon to get up there into P7, but other than that, Sargent down in 16th place, still a little bit out of order as well. And as we come into the second half of the season, it's going to be a quite interesting weekend. Let's have a assignment as we get ready for the start of the show.
England against the West Indies is right now on Sky Sports Cricket. England in reply. They're into their second innings, as I said, and a bit of a difference. 18 they lead by. Right here, though, on Sky Sports F1, it's time for qualifying for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Back-to-back wins for Mercedes.
Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot.
What can we expect now in Hungary?
It is going to be fast and furious out there.
The pack are homing in on Red Bull.
There's the pole for Rosberg.
Pole position for George Russell. Certainly knows how to get around this track.
Lewis Hamilton, pole number 9 here in Budapest.
So good.
Mercedes, the kings of Hungary.
Here it comes, qualifying. It's time for qualifying ahead of the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix here in Budapest. It is round number 13 of the season. We're into the second half. We've passed the halfway distance after the British Grand Prix, and there's 2 more races until the summer break. Buda and Pest make up the Hungaroring area. And this fantastic circuit has been on the calendar since 1986. Hasn't missed one, even during COVID. We were round 3 of the season back then. 55% of the lap is spent at full throttle. There's 14 turns around here. Top speed 323 kilometres an hour. That's over 200 miles an hour. Pirelli have brought the softest tyres possible. The C5 soft, the medium and the hard. But with wet weather here and low grip conditions, the green Inter are the tyres we're going to start on, and if it gets worse, the blue wet weathers. We welcome you up to the commentary box, and it very much is tyre talk that we're into here today. Not sure what we're going to see or what we're going to have, but this is going to be a very interesting qualifying. The rain has sort of come in over the mountain area and blown in over the circuit as well. We're going to be in for a fascinating session. Let's catch up with the latest with Martin Brundle and David Croft.
Out of the motorhome with it putting his hands up, like, where did that come from? And where indeed did it? I mean, everyone's been frying most of the weekend so far, and suddenly, as you say, track temperatures have plummeted, and it's raining reasonably hard out there, but I agree with you, as soon as it stops, because this track carries a lot of temperature as well through the day when it has been sunny at some point, it will dry very quickly indeed.
30 degrees, the track temperature. It was 60 degrees yesterday. That is a massive swing. And for the drivers and the teams, conditions they have had no running in whatsoever in any of the 3 practice sessions, 2 of which were led by Lando Norris, who in the dry looked the form horsepower in this race, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. The McLaren is looking very good. So they were 1 and 2 this morning in the final practice session. They do not need any nasty surprises with the weather, but that's what they're going to have to cope with. Officially, it's known as a change in climatic conditions, low grip conditions, it says here in front of us, and that is exactly what they're going to find when they get out there. And traffic is going to be a huge problem in Q1, the first part of qualifying, when all 21 runners will be out there knowing that their last lap will almost certainly be the fastest. But as I said, you know, when you're carrying nearly 30 degrees in the track anyway, and the teams are allowed to dry their own pit box areas, you're not allowed to add any grip per se, but Ted is down there.
Thank you very much, Martin. Yes, the local climatic conditions, as you say, low grip, it says. It's actually easing up slightly. So the intensity did get worse or heavier about 15 minutes ago, and it is easing up. But everybody is waiting. And you know the question is, what dries the track quickly? The answer will be 20 Formula One cars. So you might be able to hear in the background, all the cars have been fired up, certainly the ones I can see down from Haas to Sauber to RB to Williams, and everybody is just waiting. There are a load of mechanics. I think you can probably see out your commentary box window, Crofty. The load of mechanics to see who is going to go first, and then they're going to react. So it's just going to be a tactical game of being on the right tyre at the right time. It's right on the bubble, I would suggest now. Right on the bubble between Inters and Slicks. I wouldn't be surprised to see either. But wow, I mean, Martin, when you were doing the pre-show, you had that classical music playing in the background. Budapest, of course, one of the classical music capitals of the world. We've had a dramatic overture. What's going to happen in the first act?
That's always a nice way to go about it, isn't it? Thank you very much, Ted. Getting ready then for the session to get underway. Megan Bird's going to be alongside me shortly up here in the commentary box as well. Omi is down in the pits. Good afternoon to you, Karen, who says, hi, Josh. By the way, hope you're okay. I'm okay too. Hope you are okay. Green light. We're underway then here for a very important qualifying session. You've got to get this one right. You can't screw it up. You won't get another chance. The track conditions will be changing and improving. We've now been given normal grip conditions, but it has still been declared a wet track. So there's still the option out there as well for intermediate tyres. But Hülkenberg, Bottas, Zhou, Gasly, Magnussen have all gone out there on soft tyres. In fact, everybody heading out there on soft tyres, all agreeing that it has not rained enough in the past 10 or 20 minutes in order to dramatically change it over to needing another tyre compound, which I suppose is good, but it's a bit tricky to see who's going to go where and what's going to go where in this opening session as well. No idea where Megan is as well. I did tell her to come to the commentary box, but you know what she's like. She never ever turns up on time. Apparently something's attached to my hotspot as well. I don't even know what's attached to my hotspot, so the Wi-Fi must be down at the moment. Cars heading out there, all of them I can tell you on the softs as well. So decent there. Let's hear from Bottas.
Yeah, track is okay for Slick.
In these iffy conditions,
I wish the commentators would shut up talking over the radio. Really do. So Bottas says the track's fine. Looks like we're going to have an interesting run around then as they come out one by one. I can still see some drops of rain. Lando Norris coming out there on softs. So soft tyres, the call for everybody. As now we've got everyone being slow. Hülkenberg started his flying lap. Piastri, Norris, the two Ferraris of Leclerc and Sainz are coming out there on the circuit together. They are now in the way, directly on the circuit. So everyone who's gone out first is now going to be impeded on their lap times. And no, that's Norris going to compromise Bottas if he's not careful. Yep, he did so. Monaco without the barriers this track. It's going to be interesting. Hello, Paul. I'm good. How are you? Omi's in the pits. Not sure where he is yet. Megan has disappeared as well. So solo at the moment. Hopefully she'll get down here ready in time. Hülkenberg P2 at the moment. Ricciardo's still in top position as well. So that's on sector time analysis at the moment, as they'll continue to push. Hulkenberg's middle sector is a 28.897. So they'll improve. They'll find the time. Finding time to be a total of 9.5 minutes late. You had to find some flip-flops. Okay, well, there you go. Hulkenberg across the line, goes top on a 120.585. Where the hell have you been?
They were in a bag, put away.
You are our sole commentator today, and you are not here.
They were put away in a bag.
Right, okay, fair enough. Anyway, we're underway. There's the back of the Haas garage as well. Watching on.
Why is this here?
I don't know. It fell on the floor. I found it earlier.
We've just found the weirdest thing in
What?
that cupboard under the stairs.
Piastri radio.
We think there could be one lap before the rain, so suggest strap
More
2.
rain.
Strap 2 could be some rain after you've done one lap.
Yeah, and you're seeing it now as well. There's some water droplets coming on Piastri's time as well. So that rain has already come back, and it is now raining. Just take a look at our monitors above us here in the commentary box. It says rain. So now the question is what we're going to have next. This is going to be interesting. Piastri's already 4 tenths faster. Albon's benchmark is a 1:38. Sorry, it's a 1:18.378.
Sargent's just topped.
Oh, right, okay. There goes Sargent then with a 1:17.770. Time this morning was a 1:16.4, but the track is damp, and you can see Piastri coming through turn 8 and 9. The car just dancing around as he's trying to get the grip to settle down. Soft tyres are the right conditions right now. Track temperature is at 29.7, air temperature 24.3. It is raining. As Joe says, rain is increasing, so these are going to be the crucial laps in qualifying 1.
This must be a great day for Haas, just saying.
Yeah, because if Haas can get it right, remember what happened in Montreal as well. They're great in mixed conditions qualifying. Here comes Oscar Piastri then, out of the last corner of turn 14. Norris just behind him, followed by Bottas. These are going to be the Bonanza laps, and it's a 1:17.504 for Piastri. Norris goes second, 2.5 tenths down. Carlos Sainz is up there by 2 tenths, and it's going to be the last drivers. Hamilton could be at risk here. If that rain is increasing, Hamilton is into turn 4 now, and he's only just started a lap time. Leclerc's only just gone 10th.
Ooh.
Yet setting a time. Carlos Sainz to the top. It's a 1:17.244.
The first lap, well, the first sector time for Hamilton is a purple 28.005.
And Sargent goes up to 4th. Someone's had a lap time moved somewhere across the board. Sainz, Piastri, Norris, Sargent, Verstappen up to 5th. Perez goes 6th. Alonso down to 7th. Albon 8th. Ocon 9th. Tsunoda 10th. But we've still got more competitive lap times to come through. Hamilton's looking quick.
Do you know how much Verstappen was off Sargent?
How much?
1,000.
1,000. So that's it. Just shows you the difference in track conditions at the moment. Hamilton, though, goes top, 1:17.087. That could be the fastest time of the day. Let's see where it goes. Valtteri Bottas trying to go through. Remember, Zhou Guan Yu's last at the moment. He has only got
What's
through
new?
to Q. He's only got out of Q1 once this year in regular qualifying. That was last time out at Silverstone. Is that a car
Yellow.
off? Sargent's off. Turn 1.
Surprise, surprise.
Sargent's gone straight on at the first corner. That impedes
Okay.
Stroll, Hulkenberg and Manson, but they've already done their times.
So that suggests that it's getting heavy in that corner.
Well, if it is, and Bottas is approaching, he goes 12th, but is Sargent got reverse? Yes, Sargent's continued on, so he's got going again. I think he selected reverse gear. There he is now, and there's a front wing off. Look, there's a front wing off. Front wing off for Logan Sargent. Ocon's only just come out on the lap now. Ocon has left it very late as he's changed over. Yeah, new set of softs for Ocon.
Yeah, so that suggests that the rain must be getting heavier around that area.
Yeah.
So with the soft tyres, he must have just slightly skidded and then gone straight on.
Yeah, these softs are slick tyre, remember, and they're the softest compound, the C5. Russell goes over 1:18.428. Even with these soft tyres, we're not setting anywhere near the times we had in practice 3 this morning, despite the fact the track is dry, but the fact is it's just greasy. They can't get the traction down. Drop zone at the moment, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Gasly and Zhou. Surprise, Leclerc could be facing his first Q1 exit of the year, not just his third Q2 exit.
There's a replay of Sargent's.
You think lock-up
Crash.
and straight on? Oh, double lock-up. That's
Yeah.
almost akin to Hulkenberg
Yeah,
in
just goes
2015.
straight on. Though I've been saying since yesterday that I don't think we should have the softs
Yeah.
for this weekend. I think we should have maybe the mediums instead, because they seem to be going faster and harder.
The softs can't work in these conditions.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm not sure the car is.
Yeah, well, he's damaged the front wing as well. Williams have only got 6 front wings here. That's fine. Or Alpine have something similar. Charles Leclerc is fighting for his career at the moment. He's in 16th position. And look at Verstappen. He's only 0.02 of a second in the middle sector, faster than Hamilton.
Very close.
Leclerc up towards the line. He's aced that Ferrari. Isn't a faster time. He's only 9th. And Carlos Sainz is 2nd fastest.
Is Leclerc cursed or something since Monaco?
I think he has really traded his soul for a Monaco victory.
He must have.
Look at that. Verstappen lost 2/10 in that last sector, and it's a 1:17.287. So really off the ball. Rain on the camera lens at 13. Perez losing time. So is Carlos Sainz. Hamilton and Russell coming through as well. And I think Sainz has continued on. Yes, he has. But this is getting worse out there. It's not heavy rain.
It's worse. It's a light sprinkling. You don't know where you'll stand.
It's exactly that. It's a light sprinkle, and it's heavier light sprinkles in some areas. So the car's twitching around like crazy. I can't even see any rain on the camera, and usually we can. It's like the fine rain of a shower, already in that setting. Mist setting. Thank you, Megan. Gasly almost sent it into the pit wall, comes up to the line, goes 11th. That kicks out Ricciardo.
I don't think we have that anymore, which is a shame because I really love that setting.
I think everybody loved that setting as well. So, I can't go a little bit wide as well.
We need to find a new shower head which does that.
There we go. There goes Alonso out the way for Ocon. Esteban Ocon, winner here in 2021, up to the line, 13th at the moment. I'm expecting him to go through into Q3. He's 10th at the moment, ahead of Leclerc. Oh, behind Leclerc, ahead of Albon.
So, okay. This is making my head hurt for some reason, thinking who is going to get there? And then I'm just looking at everyone. I'm just thinking, none of these seem right.
Does it? Let's have a look at George Russell at 7 and 8 on the chicane. Jumps over. Now, is he going to have a snap moment tonight? Yes, he does. That's where the rain is. That tricky midfield section through 8, 9, 10, 11 at the top where we see Hulkenberg's coming through now. If you're watching along with us on Twitch and YouTube. Russell boxes this lap as well. I think several drivers are going to come in.
Yeah.
Let's catch up with the chat. Paul says, I'm playing F124, just about to race Spain as Nigel Mansell. Great track to race him at. And Vince says, hi, my first time here. Like your originality of presenting this. Thank you very much. Well, many people do watch-alongs, but we try and give it a TV standard feel and can give you as much access as we possibly can to what we've got and our experience in Formula One, especially mine, who's Megan.
I just say what I think.
You've grown up with it as well, but yeah. I've been in that paddock as well. I do motorsport, so
I was
as much as I
basically
can.
raised to commentate.
Anna Norris across the line, stays in 6th place as well.
Where's it with McLarens this weekend?
Well, either they're at the top or at the bottom. There's no in between the two. Look at the rain, just camera lens hitting Leclerc now.
They don't do things by hours, do they?
Leclerc only gets ahead of Perez. It's a 1:17.777. Sargent says that time to lead him for that accident turn 1. Ooh. Yellow flag sector 2. It's Perez!
Stop.
Sergio Perez has gone round at turn 8 and he's in the wall!
Is that fire?
It's a big accident for Sergio Perez!
Come back to the garage, it's not a problem. You were talking to me about tyre temps.
Well, it's a tyre temp issue for Max Verstappen, but
brakes on fire.
It may be at the moment P3 for Max Verstappen and struggling with tyres, but for sure, after yet another huge accident and another Q1, that is surely a P45 for Sergio Perez.
Perez is okay though. It's just said getting out the car now. Though his car is not okay.
Off at turn 8, exactly what he did in similar conditions back in 2018, the same part of the track when he was racing with Force India.
What happens here?
He's going to lose on entry, similar to how we saw Russell have a snap. Turns in, the rear steps round.
That was a wet patch.
Yeah.
He hit a wet patch.
Medical car deployed.
Yeah, and his brakes are shot. And his engine.
Gearbox.
His engine's fine now.
Yeah, but that's another big shunt for Perez when he needed to get up there and have a time.
Isn't it second in a row?
Russell's had a lap time deleted, and that's put him down into 14th position. But it's yet another knockout in qualifying this year. That's Perez's 4th knockout and 3rd crash of the year.
And they've given this man another year.
Well, apparently there's a saying in the contract that if he's more than 100 points behind Verstappen after the Belgium Grand Prix, ideally into the summer break, he can be replaced.
I think he needs a different team.
I think he needs an exit from Formula One. Sergio Perez has become the Rubens Barrichello.
He needs to start teaching the younger drivers. He needs to be like a place with a younger driver.
I think Perez's time is done in Formula One, and I think that might be the straw that finally breaks the camel's back. He's 9th at the moment, but he's definitely going to start at the back of the grid. Unless it really rains and he'll get saved and be 15th.
Do you remember the race after he got his contract?
Sorry,
Yeah,
the rear left has crumpled back in on itself, and it's punctured the tub as well.
Yeah, that's why I saw so much smoke coming from that side.
Yeah, and the rear suspension's done, the gearbox is done. That's and the engine. She's just taken a engine gearbox penalty.
Yeah, I reckon it's not the engine a bit.
Wait, Perez, he was out at Silverstone as well, didn't he? He started at the back in Silverstone.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, another race where he's just not going to start through.
Do you remember the race after he signed his contract again?
Yes.
Did you remember seeing the look on Christian Horner's face when he
What have I
crashed
done?
out?
Yeah, in Monaco.
Yeah.
Waiting to celebrate new contracts.
He was just
Bang.
like, and we've given this man another shot.
Well, this is what I didn't want to happen, because we've got only a half an hour. Oh no, we've got an hour, haven't we? Yeah, we're fine.
The main reason was a red flag is to get that car off.
We've got a half an hour grace period between the sessions, finish and start, but we need to be ideally off air by 4:45 to go and cover the Formula E.
I'm sure we will be. I'm sure this one won't last long.
Yeah, but that rain is now coming down. Look at that. So Sergio Perez has been saved in many respects. That has now actually properly started raining, so he won't get eliminated. And I don't think anybody else is going to go back out on the track. Low grip conditions has been enabled as my chairs started rocking.
Like a rocking horse.
Yeah. So Sargent's 6th at the... where is Sargent? 7th at the moment. So that's Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Joe and Hulkenberg out. DRS disabled.
There's the rain.
And here's the rain getting heavier. I think that's the end of qualifying, Megan. For Q1, at least. No one's going to improve on times.
Yeah, I would suggest not going out again.
So Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Joe and Hulkenberg, all of them have been effectively eliminated from Q1 as the red flag comes out. Yes, we've got 6.5 minutes to go, but in these conditions, only people go out there to do recce laps. That's the end of qualifying. 1. So, again, hungry rain coming through. And
Hello, I'm
bombs. Hello, Omi. Perez has binned it into the wall. What do you make of that?
I was just eating food and Sergio Perez decides to crash it and bin it once again, just like he did in Silverstone. And now it's just getting unacceptable. Surely he has to be on his way out. It's just every week. It's just unacceptable.
Let's go down to Ted.
Just, what have we got, Crofty? 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes.
6 3/4.
I would say it's not impossible to find a bit more grip out there, but like Verstappen was saying on the radio, you know, it's not getting any better. Oscar Piastri was saying the same thing. Look, it's not getting any better, but it's hard to say exactly how much worse it's getting. But with Ricciardo having to find, what, only, 3/10, 4/10 of a second to be absolutely safe, that's a hard ask, really, when the collection of drivers is so tight. They're all on 1:18.4s, aren't they? Russell 18.4, Bottas 18.4, Ricciardo 18.4.
Yeah, the gap to Bottas is 2 100s.
Yeah, but looking at this rain out the window here, Ted, and streaming off the top of the grandstands, in the next 6.5 minutes, there's no chance.
Yeah. Well, from where
of going faster.
Yeah, from where I am, it's actually, funnily enough, from the little puddle outside the Williams garage, it's actually looks like it's starting to ease up. But Crofty, just to answer your question about, you know, people asking why do you keep speculating on the future of Sergio Perez, because we're not. It's Red Bull who are speculating on the future of Sergio Perez, and we're reporting it. That's all we're doing. When you've got Helmut Marko, the special driver advisor at Red Bull, saying that in terms of drivers, quote, everything is open, then we're just reporting that they're doing it. But yeah, Christian Horner's going to have him round to his kitchen for another cup of tea, isn't he, after this?
Well, listening to Christian Horner yesterday, he came out I don't know about Red Bull team boss. He sounded like Sergio Perez's manager to me, and giving a very stout reasoning as to why Perez should be their driver. But when you see the car being winched away after yet another crash, it's more defensive duties verbally for Christian Horner, I think, after this session. If the rain is easing up, that means Anthony Davidson won't have a brolly in his hand, and he'll be down at the sky pad now.
Yeah, no brolly in my hand, Crosby, but it is raining. So if any drops hit the sky pad, it might do some weird things. So we'll get into it quickly. So first of all, we had George Russell on his fastest lap through turn 12. I noticed this snap of oversteer that he had on the exit, a sure sign that things were pretty slippery at that corner, and many others suffered a similar thing as well. Then later, of course, into turn 8, once he was out of the chicane, I think what's happening is that on this white line, it's holding a bit of water. So as the drivers attempted to use this part of the track that they would do in dry conditions, it's holding onto the water. And as they go to turn in, the rear tyre's not liking it, and they're struggling to keep the rear of the car in check. And exactly that's what happened with Perez as well. But you'll see on this particular lap, he uses even more curb than what Russell did as he ventures onto that line. Here we go, right onto the curb there. And the red and white curb's particularly going to be hanging onto, in that serrated part, hanging onto a bit more water. So as soon as he turns in there, on a wetter track as well to boot, the car obviously spins around, and a hefty old hit into the barrier there. So I'm glad to see that he's okay. That's the main thing whenever you see a situation like that. But yeah, with 6.5 minutes remaining of the session, obviously he won't be back out there, but Russell is really on the cusp. But another thing to consider as well, isn't there a rule that whoever causes a red flag loses their lap times? I seem to remember someone did that recently, but my memory's not as good as yours, Crofty.
In which case then, Ant, I will check the sporting regulations while Martin takes us through the weather radar.
Yeah, I think they've talked about that, haven't they? But I'm not aware that actually got crystallised, unless it was in a technical directive that we don't have access to. But the radar is definitely showing the cloud moving away in the nearish future. It's really, we're looking at the back of the commentary box, Crofty, aren't we? To try and get a feel for. It's just spitting, isn't it? I mean, DRS is disabled. Low grip conditions officially, which means you can run intermediates if you want to, or indeed for wets, but you wouldn't be doing that. They won't get the rear wing open down the pit straight. So I think the concept of getting into the 1:17s on this track in the next 6 minutes 45, you've got to get out as well. So let's call that 5 minutes time you get out to the start line. We'll see, but no umbrellas up there. Look, no ponchos hardly. The track has, you know, maybe Ted's right. Maybe there is a window right at the end if it stops raining completely.
Well, we've got a minute and a half to go before Q1 will resume. The sporting regulations, and I've got the latest in front of me here, say that any driver whose car stops on the track during the qualifying session or sprint qualifying will not be permitted to take any further part in that session. And that's it. And I know it was talked about that if you cause a red flag or double waved yellows, you lose your time. But the time of a 1:17.8 was not the last lap that Sergio had done in that session from memory recall.
That didn't get rubber stamped. The idea you lose your time. So he will, he will start 15, 20 minus any penalties for other drivers. So Perez,
I think Martin's right there.
I think when they get going on Q2, he won't set a time. He'll start 15.
What are they doing down at Williams? Covering up a bit more on the brakes, or is that a front suspension? Is that Logan Sargent's car? It is. So I wonder if the front suspension took a knock when he went into the barrier.
Yeah, it's a reasonable hit, wasn't it? In terms of suspension that's hanging quite a long way out in front of a 2 metre wide car.
Thank you, Martin. All's setting up then. Ready to go again. I'm not going to put Megan on there. Oh, no, never mind. She's finished. Megan's going to grab a drink, so she's got time if she wants to. We just had a packet of cheese and crisps. Hello, Amy. Green light is going on shortly, and we are go again. Right. Well, predictably, the two Salbers head out there. They're 15th and 19th. And to be honest, I think that red flag has sort of been a blessing because the track has stopped, it's stopped raining, and it should be quite okay out there.
Yep, indeed. So it's going to be last over the line story once again. It's just how it goes. It seems like last over the line. It could be critical now. So Perez still could be left in trouble with that one. He should surely be going out if the improvement is there on the circuit. 6 minutes for the drivers to find it. Russell in 14, so he'll definitely be one of the drivers who needed time. And that is exactly why he's one of the first two out onto the circuit as well, including the kick hours with Bottas, the driver at risk, and Joe in 19th, as you mentioned.
110% going to be... Where's my mouse? I can't see my... Oh, right. My mouse looks like it's disconnected from the... The mouse is disconnected from the computer. It's not working.
Oh, God.
Well, that's just fantastic.
Lovely.
Yeah, so it's a wired mouse and it's just stopped working. So, and I don't know which one it is, and I'm not going pressing buttons when the stream's on. Great. I'll get the Bluetooth one and fix it quickly later on as to come into it. The mouse has died. The latest technology thing to overheat. We have no mouse. Let's see what they can do then. Joe Granu heads out on the circuit. 5 minutes to go. Albon and Russell have gone out there. Russell is behind Bottas, so that might be something to find out about as well as they come into it as well.
Why is everything on the blitz?
On the blitz?
Yeah, blitz.
On the blip?
Blitz, I say. There's a reasoning to why I say it.
I'm overheating.
I think Megan is. I was going to say, I don't see any Nazis and I don't see any Indiana Jones.
I say blitz because it just means dramatic.
It's on the blip.
I know it's on the blip.
Or on the fritz.
I know. I combine the two.
Anyway.
I'm strange, okay?
Russell's 1.1 seconds down, so he's not going to improve in time. I think Russell's going to be just safe enough. I don't see anybody getting a faster time in. I just don't. The track has lost it too much. Russell says it's still very damp. Yeah, but it's not into weather. It's drivable on slicks, so Q2 will be done on slicks. Yeah. For sure, Q2 will be done on slick tyres. Has to. So, yeah, that's coming into it. Reminder that Omi is with us in the pit lane this weekend, but no Josh T, no Jess, no one else. Jackson will be with us for IndyCar. Jack will be here for NASCAR. Megan's with me for Formula E. So we're spreading ourselves a bit thin, but it's not a hell weekend.
No.
But think about it, next week, isn't it just Formula 1?
Probably.
Oh no, and touring cars.
Yeah, but those are already quick. Saying that now, you'll have a red flag in one of them.
Yeah, thanks. Let's have a word with Laurent Meekis then on the pit wall with Sky.
With rain going up and down, so you get big variation in this sort of situations. Unfortunately, we are just outside the Q1 cut with Daniel. We are going to give it another go, but it's all down to see if the track dries up enough now to see if we have a chance to go through. It looks difficult, but we will try.
Yeah, especially with the DRS disabled. Is you?
Oh, and our TV pictures have gone.
You've bashed...
I didn't do anything. It's not me.
Why have they done that?
10 cars on the track now, having a go. Russell, not too far.
I have literally no idea what is going on with our equipment today. It's like...
It's the heat.
I think it must be the heat. It's blowing up all our equipment.
I mean, I literally... Do you know that hand fan I brought?
Yeah.
I literally did that. I was constantly doing that to my laptop. It cooled it down very quickly.
Oh, it would do.
I just like, good luck.
We need a tower fan or something. The humidity's through the roof. Cross the line. 2 minutes to go. Russell does improve to 17th. Interesting. So there is time out there, and I think that's what everybody else has realised, because with 2 minutes to go, suddenly everyone in the drop zones come out to play. So we're going to be in for grandstand. This is going to be good. And there goes Omi.
I'm back.
Still no DRS, still no DRS. Of course there isn't, Carlos.
Are they finding improvement then without the DRS? Impressive if they are. Ferrari's going a bit slow there at the entry. Bottas then is the cut-off. A 118.443. Are we going to see any improvements? Can we see any improvements?
No.
You're negative, Nelly, aren't you?
Yeah.
1 minute to go. Stroll picks up the accelerator, and we are running again. Now.
And it's raining on the camera lens.
It's raining on the camera lens again, yeah. So is that going to affect anything?
Yeah.
Can the drivers keep on the track as well? That's the question. Slick tyres on a track this slippery and with barriers so close.
Just understeer at turn 5 and oversteer at turn 8.
Verstappen's having a go as well. Ocon and Gasly have stayed in the pit lane. So watch Gasly to be eliminated. And Ocon. Why have both Alpine stayed in there? They face double elimination here.
Wait a minute. Sergeant 7.
Was before the delay. Yeah.
I know, but no one's going to really improve, probably.
Fastest executive for anyone for Max Verstappen, you're saying?
I said not really. Besides, he's ahead.
Stroll's improving, Ricciardo's improving. Verstappen goes second with exactly the same time as Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, does Max just want to match everyone on a consistent basis?
He matched with Russell and he's matched with Hamilton. They've both done a 117.087.
Both Mercedes.
Leclerc fourth now. Does Stroll go through? Yes. Stroll fourth. The track's improving massively out there. Alpine could have shot themselves in the foot. Danny Ricciardo across the line does improve. And Ricciardo's fastest.
Oh my.
117.050. That's unbelievable. Here comes Hülkenberg. 20th at the moment, Albon's up to 5th. Hulkenberg goes into 6th. Gasly is out of qualifying. Ocon is out of qualifying. Tsunoda goes through. I don't know what Alpine were thinking. The amount of firings they've done, they need to fire themselves. And despite the improving conditions, Zhou still can't get out of Q1. He's out once more. And so is George Russell, as he is kicked out by the man who he had to replace at Mercedes. Valtteri Bottas goes through to 10th place. Perez is going to get out too. He's out 16th. Magnussen goes through. We progress with drivers that can do it. But George Russell is out of qualifying. Mercedes mismanage it. And Alpine go from 11th and 8th to 19th and 20th. What was going on at Alpine?
I have no idea. Though anger, I think, is the main word of the day for them. Though I was just thinking, isn't it funny how some teams we see like near the bottom half of Q1 and we not in the elimination zone but close to it, we think, oh my god, they finally, it's like that's so good for them, and others were thinking just like, what is wrong with them today?
Perez crashes, he's out. Russell got put out there at the wrong time, used up his tyres, he's out. We're not out there with the track improved to the best. Zhou Guanyu, despite being the car that can do it, he's 12th Q1 elimination of the season in 13 qualifyings. Out also goes Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly. God knows what was going on at Alpine, but Bruno Famin likes firing. He'll probably fire someone else now.
I love how...
So Sky go to an ad break. We'll catch you afterwards. Yep.
Isn't it funny how Perez crashes out and he still manages to out-qualify 4 drivers?
Just show, well, one of them was George Russell as well. Isn't that a surprise? Here's the full results then from qualifying number 1. It took half an hour. Q2 will start in about 5 minutes' time. Ricciardo tops the session for the first time in a while, 117.050.
Yes, probably.
Yeah. Hamilton and Verstappen level in second, both on the same time. Sainz is 4th, Albon 5th. 6th for Hulkenberg, 7th for Stroll, 8th Tsunoda, 9th Leclerc, and 10th for Bottas. Piastri's 11th with Alonso 12th, 13th for Norris, 14th for Sargent, 15th for Magnussen. In the elimination zone, though, is Sergio Perez, George Russell, Zhou Guanyu, Esteban Ocon, and Pierre Gasly. I would really like to know what on earth they were thinking, but Q2 is coming up next. So let's have a word then with Omi and see what his idea is this for all this session. Omi, what have you made after what was a very interesting first session? Oh, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Crazy. Just crazy. Absolutely incredible. Unfortunate for Sergio Perez, but he just keeps crashing, He needs to be out of that seat. It's too much now. They gave him a contract extension too early. He's not going to be inside 100 points of Max Verstappen when we get to next week. So he just needs to go.
Megan, what do you think of that session?
I thought it was intriguing because this might be the conditions of the race, and you can tell a lot of the teams either can't handle it or they surprisingly can, and it's usually opposite teams.
Yeah,
like
so
teams are usually on the opposite end of the
the underdogs are doing better.
Yeah,
definitely. Look at Bottas. Look at the Haas as well.
Ricardo.
Yeah. Anyway, let's head back to David Croft. We're a few minutes away from the start of the session.
What a Q1 that was, and for the second year running, George Russell is out.
Yeah, sorry about this session, guys. It's on me.
Oh, George Russell taking responsibility there, and maybe there wasn't enough fuel in the car to do as many laps as he would have wanted early on, and maybe he was out there a little bit too early to try and set a lap time, but leaving it late and leaving it very nice was Daniel Ricciardo. We'll go to his team boss in a moment.
I mean, why are we not putting enough fuel in the car to complete the session, guys? Trying to just get better and better.
Yeah, there maybe wasn't enough fuel in the car then for George Russell.
They were telling him also on that radio to abandon the lap, and he's like, why won't we fuel to the end? We saw it go back in to be refueled, didn't we, as it happens? But that has cost Mercedes-Benz and George Russell a really powerful grid opportunity, and they're down in 17th. And this place is so hard to overtake in the race unless there's a massive tyre degradation problem. And that means that he'll be desperately hoping for some kind of safety car issue to help him out tomorrow, will George Russell. But I can see what, from Alpine's point of view, this pit lane was saturated. The pit apron was saturated. It was raining. But somehow on the racetrack looked like it was, absolutely not affected by the rain, and we saw some of the fastest. Well, we did see the fastest time, didn't we? Extraordinary.
Well, we did. Daniel Ricciardo, quickest time. Laurent, better late than never, and that was the best of lates from Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, it was tricky, but you know what? He did a very, very good job. It's always tricky in these sort of conditions, and everybody stayed very calm. Daniel and Yuki did a good job. What we had on the board was not enough, and they managed to put a good lap in, both of them. So it's good job from them and from the team. It was a good stress test for everyone's nerve.
So, which tyres are standing by from here on in? Any more rain coming?
No, we don't see any more rain coming. There may be drops at times, so we believe it's going to be down to one single set of soft for us. We are only one new soft left, so we'll play it at the end of the sessions with our drivers.
Good luck for the next 15 minutes. Green lights on. Thanks ever so much, Laurent.
So Laurent Mekies there, just talking in. Green light is on, and Q2 is underway. A 15-minute session with 15 cars. Let's see who's got hot and not, really. It's going to be it's going to be tense, isn't it? So, go on.
It will be. So, during the break just then, I was reading my book, and I told you yesterday, there's a person in here with our name, the exact spelling.
Yeah, there is.
And also, there was a house in here called, it's like our street name.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah, and just like this book is weirdly attuned to us.
Miss Marple. No, it's Power, isn't it?
It is Power.
I'll tell you what, the heat it's rising here in the UK. What's happening now? Over there, it's 24.2 degrees over there in Hungary. Here in the UK, 25 degrees.
Oh, we beat them.
We beat them. It's hotter.
We don't usually beat people in weather, but
Yeah.
this time we have.
It's hotter where we are than it is in Hungary. Yes, the rain is not helping with that, but still, it's Hungary.
I feel oddly proud of that.
Of course, British heat is unlike any other heat.
It is, because while every other country, I think, they have AC. We
Barcelona,
don't,
yeah.
and also we have really high humidity.
Yeah.
We're basically the Florida of countries.
Barcelona is a really dry heat, and it's quite nice. It's crisp almost.
Like having a nice breeze.
Yeah, it's cold at night, but it's hot in the day.
That sounds so nice.
But here in the UK,
it's hot at night too.
it's hot at night, and it's muggy, and it's really wet, and you're drenched, and it's not nice. Sainz's first sector time is a 27.979. He's the only driver, by the way, out there on the track right now. And he's out there on 11-lap-old soft compound tyre. The tyres he's done Q1 on and Q2. So he is yet to actually change over and do a full strategy run on it. Kind of expected that, though, to be fair. That they were going to. We heard from Law on that they're going to use the old tyres to begin with, and then new tyres at the end.
Yeah.
That were theoretically the best of the track conditions. Hamilton's coming out. So is Max Verstappen. There's a few others limbering up. Here's the drone cam.
That is some fancy directions for the drone cam.
Yeah, no zip lines. That's only on the start finish straight. That's drone cam.
I bet whoever's controlling that is having so much fun.
117.028 then across the board. Apologies, by the way, to Cass, who says, I'm going to go crazy. I'm in the Philippines. F1 TV doesn't work. Radio is buggy. And here I get spammed with ads. And it keeps freezing. I don't know why it keeps freezing. That might be your internet side, because ours is fine. We get told if it freezes. It's good here.
Yeah, mine did earlier.
On the ad side, apologies, the auto ad was left on for practice. Not we've because only adverts are supposed to happen in between the gaps when I sign off and press the button.
Oh.
So the auto ad monitor was left on. So yeah.
Strange.
Look, well, the auto stop was on yesterday when your laptop failed.
True.
Your laptop is worrying me because we need that, and it keeps.
I need it a lot more.
No, but in terms of the streams and
The only reason
it
why it did it today is because I had to close the door, and it was getting quite hot in
yeah.
there.
Also, I think we need a power. You know, like I've got a powered USB hub. I think we need that for the bus mixers and that lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might solve the problem. So yeah, I'll deal with that.
Next time I have to close the door and just bring in a fan and do it.
It's so hot in this corridor. We're wearing leather ear cups, by the way. And it is hot. We've got I'm having an ice cream in between F1 and F2.
I had two yesterday.
I had two yesterday, so I've got two left. Hamilton starts a lap time as well.
That's how the British cope with heat, by the way. We eat ice cream.
It's so hot, though, in here.
We need to make some ice cubes.
It makes you feel sick, doesn't it, though?
Yeah. Even getting dressed feels like a workout.
Because you put the clothes on and
Yes.
it's still... Oh, Hamilton nearly
That's
gets whacked into the back of Tsunoda. Ironically enough, Tsunoda dithering on the same line that he was that Perez was yesterday when Zhou span.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was Perez. I didn't say it was Perez's fault yesterday in practice.
Yeah. It wasn't Perez's fault. I don't know what Joe was talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, Perez. It's like, you cannot blame other people, Joe. You cannot blame.
Now, Lewis is on 10-lap-old tyres. Max is on a brand new set. So Max has gone for his new set of softs now compared to later on in the session. So I'm expecting Max to rocket to the top and then be beaten. Hamilton crossed the line. 11-lap-old tyres, remember, and goes fastest. 1:16.5. That's up there with the time we had this morning with Lando. That's impressive. Hulkenberg's fourth.
Here comes Verstappen's time.
Max is going to blow everybody away. 1:15.770. Fastest time of the weekend so far.
8/10.
Last year's pole time, by the way, in dry conditions was 1:16.609. Yeah, wow. Yeah, already so much faster. Hulkenberg goes into fifth. Norris behind starts to look at Piastri though. Fastest middle sector, 13 thousandths off the pace of Verstappen as Magnussen goes into third place, but Piastri's flying and he's going to get faster now. Is he on new tyres? Yes, he is. No, Piastri's on, well, he's on a 2-old lapper, but he's still got some pace across the line. Piastri Second by 15 thousandths.
Getting close. It's catching up.
I don't think that RB update's done as much as we thought it would, you know.
I think it's done a little bit. Though, hasn't Piastri still only got not all the updates? I think he's slowly getting them over time.
I think Ted said on practice 1 he's got it now.
Better have, because... Oh, there's Sergio Perez taking off his race suit.
Oh, he's just handing it in before he gets his P45.
It's P45.
You're sacked.
Ah!
Get your cards and go.
Ah.
The P45.
I never knew it was called that.
Yeah. The fire, you've been fired, P45. They don't exist anymore, it's an old saying. But everyone still knows it. Bar you.
Bar me.
Because you're a millennial.
I'm not!
No, sorry, you're Gen Z, aren't you?
Yes, and so are you.
No, I'm not. 1999.
Gen Z is 1997.
Yeah, I don't know why they say that, because it's wrong. They redid it a few years ago. I'm actually
technically, you're a Zennial.
No,
whatever that's called.
I was born in 1999.
There's a period between 1997 and 2002. You're a mix.
Shush. I was born in 1999. I was a baby when the millennium happened, ergo I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I don't know where this stopped.
It makes sense. Only idiots say it the other way around. Ironically, Gen Xers. Or Gen Z, whatever it is.
That's because we go by what we see on the internet.
Also, why has it become Gen Z? Why is it the last generation?
Yeah, why are we the last?
Yeah, has anyone else saw that? We had baby boomers. Can we just go back? Why that? It's like...
It makes us... What happened to Y? That's what I want to know. You went X to Y.
You don't... Well,
you didn't go X to Y, you went X to Z.
I think that's because...
was that for millennials? Because you always asked why.
I was more thinking about maybe it's because of the Y chromosome.
I don't know.
So that's why they skipped over Y.
Why?
I don't know. I just hate it.
What about the X?
Look, I just like to say something as well. People are people. Just end of. End of. Let's hear from Perez. He's with Rachel.
What happened?
Well, there's two factors. The first one was I didn't do a good enough job at the beginning, and that was why I was down in P15. And then the next one was we put the new tyres on at the end, and we didn't have enough fuel to complete the session. And I was on track when it was wettest, and when it was driest, I had no fuel. So it was a disaster from both aspects. We should have got through comfortably on that last lap, but we had no fuel. So as I said, that was on me for being in the position in the first place.
That's an unusual mistake to make, isn't it? To not well, for you and for not having enough fuel.
Yeah, I mean, it was not our usual standard for sure, but yeah, we need to go through it. I need to understand what happened my side at the beginning, but I mean, having enough fuel for the whole session is a fundamental. So we, as a team, we made a big error.
Thank you. Thanks, George.
George Russell there, talking to Rachel Brooks.
I mean, he did make the error. His team, yes.
Oh, it's just I honestly, Megan, it's getting to the point like...
People say Hamilton's car sabotaged.
Why are they making such rudimentary errors with strategy? So many teams
They've won the last two races. Ooh.
And Russell, yeah, now Hamilton's got a shot. He's in P8. 5 minutes to go in this session, and everyone's waiting for one last gasp. Omi, down there in the pit lane, if you've got a hand to the microphone. What have you thought of the first 10 minutes of this one?
Hi.
Hello.
It has been a crazy qualifying session so far. Q2 starting to calm down, but that's only going to last for the first few minutes because now we have 4 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock to go. So it's going to be crazy, chaotic, and wide open. And I think we're going to be getting a shock as well with the track improving. Getting an improvement is going to be crucial. And let's see whether we're going to get any shocks or not. But I'm going to predict that we're going to get a shock somewhere in the field or someone being eliminated in Q2.
Thanks, Amy. I'm really hoping that we see that as well, actually. It's going to be a lot more interesting if that happens. Come on, what have we got to give? What has this championship got to give in 2024? And this is 2023 then as well. It's how much the heat's getting to you in here, isn't it? Have you had a sip of your drink?
I finished it.
No. Refresh in between the sessions.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I just needed it to wash down the food.
General says, what's going to happen with the next generation? What do we call them? Gen A's?
Oh, the next generation's already happened. Generation Alpha.
So
we're going
have.
Greek numerals.
Right, so
Or
Gen
we're going
Alpha.
Greek
Does that make
letters.
Zara Gen Alpha?
Yes.
Elliot?
Yes. But I think they're still Gen Alpha. When did that stop?
They're all stopping in the pit lane, though. That's a problem. Can I just point out one thing?
I think next is going to be Beta.
It's going to be like the Enterprise. A, B, C, D. Oh, we are now on G? Enterprise G? How many? Well, yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait to get Enterprise Z, and then we have to go Enterprise AA, BB, AAB, AC,
BC,
DC. This pit lane's getting very... Oh, Hulkenberg's trying to nerf his way in, but
no,
Sight's not letting him. And of course, this is wrong. Hulkenberg's going to be investigating for this. Remember, we had this problem. You can't jump the queue in the pit lane. And Charles Leclerc went leaving the pit lane. His rear tyre was inches from the wall and that cameraman's foot.
Do you know his brakes were squeaking?
New balls, please, for that cameraman. Go on.
His brakes were squeaking.
It's the tyre you might have heard.
He needs brakes oil.
Brake fluid. Never oil your brakes. Brake fluid. Look at this. Hulkenberg still can't go, and he's stuck behind Piastri now.
You oil the brakes.
Radio Hulkenberg.
We're getting done here. This is taking too long.
Building gap.
Yeah, well, that's because the race director won't pull his finger out and actually stop the drivers from, stopping in the fast lane of the pit lane.
He just sees them and thinks, chaos.
It's just, I don't get it. It was in Singapore last year, and then everyone's just gone, like, yeah, let's do it. Max, if I could punch Max Verstappen for one thing, it would be that. He calls that. We went through 73 years of perfectly leaving the pit lane. One angry little Dutchman stops at the end of the pit lane. Suddenly everybody thinks it's such a good idea. Oh, if I could punch Max for that, I would. Why is Tsunoda again dithering behind Hamilton? That's the second time he's done that. Identical to the first time around.
I think he has his eye out for him.
Yeah.
Just like there's an open seat at Mercedes next year. I can either be Red Bull.
Tsunoda signed with RB again. But
again?
Well, yeah, but that means that Tsunoda's only racing for Red Bull next time out. I wonder if they would give Perez to the summer break, like in Belgium, or just put Tsunoda in the car.
Why not?
Well, give him a final farewell, but Perez deserves the boot.
What, do a defreeze?
I would really be annoyed if we got to Zandvoort and Perez and Ricciardo were in the junior team together.
Yeah, why are we putting people who are not the junior drivers in the junior team?
I know, it's just suicidal.
It's like...
So Hamilton goes 6th, Stroll goes into 4th on a 1:16.075. Hamilton could be facing elimination here at the moment. Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Hulkenberg and Ricciardo, they're the drivers at risk at the moment in the elimination zone. Albon's going to go through into 9th, that's not good enough either. 1:16.429. Sargent next across the line. Sargent 10th. Verstappen starts a time. Sargent's a 1:16.543. Bottas starts a time. Hulkenberg starts a time. Ricciardo starts a time. Ricciardo goes 6th. Out goes Sargent. And now Piastri starts 1. Leclerc finishes it with the checker flag out. Leclerc goes 4th. 1:15.891. The flag is out. Norris is up in the middle sector. Alonso's looking quite strong as well in the Aston Martin. He's got green sector 1, yellow sector 2, but good sector 3 as he comes across the line. Alonso stays in 6th, but improves time, not position. 1:16.117. Lando Norris goes to the top by 2.5 tenths. 1:15.540. Tsunoda gets ahead of Hamilton, who Hamilton's held up Tsunoda, but Tsunoda's looking very, very fast. Hamilton's backed out of a lap time, so Hamilton could be out of qualifying here. They might not have played the blind that they wanted. Tsunoda goes 8th. Hamilton's the driver at risk, with drivers still on faster times. Sainz crosses the line. He stays in 4th. Bottas and Hulkenberg are improving. Verstappen next across the line. Hamilton's had a lap time deleted as well. He'll stay in 10th. Here comes Bottas. 14th at the moment. Is he going to go any faster? No. Hamilton Hamilton gets spared that, but will Hulkenberg put the nail in? No. What about Kevin Magnussen? Hulkenberg's 11th, Magnussen goes 15th. Albon and Sargent the last two, and they've backed off. Hamilton gets spared by around about 10,000ths of a second. Wow. 100th of a second saves Lewis Hamilton in qualifying.
Oh, look at Bottas's thing, 77.
Oh, he's raced number, gets eliminated out as well. Hulkenberg is out from Bottas, Albon, Sargent and Magnussen, eliminated in qualifying. Hamilton just scrapes through to Q3, but again, Norris tops the sessions. 2/10 to Verstappen as well. That is a shocker to me.
Yeah. I mean, he's surrounded by McLarens.
I don't think Red Bull's the fastest car in the world. I really don't.
No, I don't think so.
And look, Hamilton got impeded again by Tsunoda and made a mistake.
Why is Tsunoda desperate to get into Hamilton's way?
Yeah, that might be investigated by the stewards. Hamilton did also impede him back just after.
Also, why does his wheels look so weird?
It was jumping around a bit there, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, his wheels kind of look sideways. I don't know why.
10,000ths of a second, that's all that separates Hamilton from Hulkenberg. Q3 is up next for the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying. Let's take a look then at the session results in total. Norris from Verstappen by 0.2 of a second. Then it's Piastri in third. Sainz 4th, Leclerc 5th, Stroll 6th, Alonso 7th, Tsunoda 8th, Ricciardo 9th, Hamilton the top 10. Eliminated was Hulkenberg, Bottas, Albon and Sargent, as well as Magnussen in 15th place. Q3 will start in around about 7 minutes' time. Okay, let's check in with Omi as we get information from the stewards that Albon's been noted for failing to follow the maximum delta time from the steward, so he's under investigation. Omi, what did you make of that session overall then in the pit lane?
Very interesting session. Hamilton close to the elimination zone there, right at risk, but luckily the other drivers left him off the hook, so he will go hunting for pole position at the Hungaroring. Will he be able to find it? Well, if he is going to find it, it is going to take quite a lot of effort, because that Papaya McLaren, especially in the hands of Lando Norris, looks rapid. So keep an eye on the battle for pole position. It could be very, very tasty.
Right.
What about you?
Okay. That session certainly showed some improvements which some of the teams could use. Like, Tsunoda, please stop annoying Hamilton.
Massively, yeah.
At least for the race, please. You can annoy him outside of work, just not inside of work. Though that is shocking from Hamilton to only get that far down. But the RBs are no better. And have you noticed how it's always the same teams?
Well, great to see that. It's great stuff from... Oh, that's it. I'm going to have to interrupt. But yeah, both Aston Martins through, including Stroll. Let's over to David Croft.
That's all I got.
Heavily upgraded Sauber this weekend.
Traffic's a joke. Honestly. No one moves.
But a tale we've heard once or twice from other drivers. Traffic for Logan Sargent, upgrades for Valtteri Bottas, sadly not getting him into Q3, but there are two RBs in Q3 of Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo. So, Lauren Mekis, whatever you did last night seems to have done the job here today. Well done.
No, thanks a lot. Look, it's a very good result for the team to have both cars in Q3. I mean, we'll see what Q3 brings to us, but for sure to have two cars there, I think it's only the second time this year. It's you know, it's a good recovery. We had a string of more difficult races after Barcelona, and then we were trying to build our recovery road, and the guys have worked very hard to understand what happens there and to get a few new things to the car, to get a better selection of what to run, and we are there, so it's good news. the weekend is still very long, but it's good that in terms of performance we are back into the sharper end of the grid.
Yeah, well done, congratulations. So presumably now you've got one new set of tyres you're allocated and one used for this Q3 shootout.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think we'll use the used. Let's see. So in theory you will just keep your new sets for the end, but you may see there is a very slight risk of another very light shower in 10 minutes. So let's see if it's going to mix everything up again.
I tell you what, that's just got everyone's attention around the world, Lauren, the weather report there. By the way, first time you've got two cars into the top 10 here since 2018. So the success story continues. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, and good luck for Q3. Now, does anyone want pole position today, Martin Brundle? I only asked that question because pole has failed to win any of the last 4 Grand Prix.
Yeah, and it's actually the 4th longest run down to the first corner, despite it being a very relatively short straight. I think because the start line's very early on in the pit straight that was extended in 2003, believe it or not. 21 years ago it was actually extended down there. So it's a decent run down. It's a tricky old braking point, and as you say, pole position has not guaranteed a victory here at all, has it, in recent years?
No, exactly. Right, Ted Kravitz, Max Verstappen about to come out of his garage. Max Verstappen, who started the season with 7 consecutive poles, he's taken one of the last 5. And we found some batteries, and Ted, we've rebuilt you.
Yes, we have. Sorry about that. That'll teach me to stand out in the rain with my palm held up to tell you the weather conditions. But yeah, so new tyres for everybody that I'm seeing passing me in the pit lane here. The Ferraris, Hamilton, the last remaining Mercedes, Charles Leclerc, and used tyres for Fernando Alonso. And it was Aston Martin who I was going to give a report on, and well done to them. They've absolutely pulled it out of the bag. Maybe these conditions helping them a bit, but the abilities of Alonso and Stroll have done great to get them both into this session. As I see Yuki Tsunoda leaving the pits on used tyres as well. Williams feel that Alex Albon feels that he would have been in this had Williams put him on the track at the end of the session.
Verstappen radio.
So make that lack of a toe count, Max.
Lack of a toe. Well, that is what will happen when you go out first. But Red Bull, it's not the first time they've done that, is it, Crofty? They do like to lead the way in this regard.
I think, Megan, as well, as we're underway. Yep, there we go. It's going to cause a problem because there's no Perez to help, and that's what cost them 2 tenths.
Exactly.
And that is Tsunoda holding up Norris in the pit lane.
That is not necessary, Tsunoda.
There's rain in 5 minutes as well, by the way. So this first lap time of qualifying is going to be very, very, very dramatic.
Stopping in the pit lane, unless you have a reason, should be illegal.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm with you on that one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What have we got to deal with? Got to get out there. So that means, look at that. 4th in Monaco, 3rd in Canada, pole in Spain, 2nd in Austria, 3rd at Silverstone for Lando Norris in the last 5 races, his qualifying procedures. Max is going to start a lap time as well. Ricciardo just comes out of the pit lane now as well. All cars, bar Stroll. Stroll's now at pit exit as well. All cars leave the track. Here's Alonso.
The second run could be affected by rain, so this could be the one.
So
hurry it up, basically.
I am the one and only. Let's see what Buddy's going to do into turn 1. Verstappen down to 3rd gear, 58 kilometres. Gently presses down the accelerator. DRS open, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear. Drop down all the way into 3rd as you come downhill into turn 3. He's kept it in 4th and has kept that power. Enables him to go into 5th, 6th, 7th. Don't pull him to 8th. Drop back down to 6th. Back through 4. Drop down, 4th gear, through into 5. 6 and 7 come up, down, it's a 3rd gear corner. Back on the accelerator, jumps up, 5th gear. Then drop down into 4th, through 10. Back up 5th, hold your gear, 6th gear, drop back to 5th again. He's kept it through 6th and kept that speed coming through turn 11. This is a very good lap time. Down now to 3rd gear as well, into turn 12. Back on the accelerator. 3rd gear again, coming through turn 13. It's a long sweeping left-hander uphill. McLaren in his way.
Right in the middle.
That's Norris. It's Norris. 4th gear to the last corner. full throttle, DRS open. Over 270 kilometres, it's a 1:15.555 for Verstappen. Here comes Piastri, he was on a lap time too. Is he quicker or not? No! Fastest final sector though, 1:15.863. 3/10 off, so that's what the update can do. Sainz goes third, 1:16.204. But Verstappen's 3/10 faster than anybody else. Is that what this upgrade can do from Red Bull? Hamilton across the line, third, 1:15.919. No one's improving. Piastri, and Leclerc's sliding out of the last corner. He's got absolutely no grip. The car looks like it's on ice. Third, 1:15.905. Alonso into turn 14 now. Personal best sectors 1 and 2. Norris can't get anything either in that first sector. What's the time for Alonso? Fifth only, 1:16.043. Hamilton's been told to box. Norris is up. He's found 2.5 tenths in the middle sector on Verstappen's own time. We could be on for the first ever 1 minute 14s. How much time has Norris got in this last sector? He boots it hard. Is Lando Norris about to have his third career pole position? Yes, he is! 1:15.227. Red Bull come with an upgrade they've been planning since Bahrain. And McLaren come and say, you thought you had us? Joke's on you! McLaren are top with Norris.
He's 3/10 faster too, and an even bigger gap.
That is amazing. He's 6/10 to his own teammate. Norris was flying out there. What about Lance Stroll? Look at that, the front end dancing away on that Aston Martin coming to the last corner. Rain in a minute. It's light drizzle. Stroll goes 8th. Verstappen might not have it. Yeah, if it is raining and that's it, Lando Norris might have just taken pole position.
Everyone's heading into the pit lane now. We have Verstappen, Piastri, Hamilton and Sainz all in the pit lane.
Third year running, we could have a Brit on pole position. Russell in 22, Hamilton in 23, Norris in 24. And the pole sitter has failed to win here in a couple of years. Since 2020.
Let's hope that Piastri wins then.
Yeah.
Because it is famous for first wins, as you say.
Well, Piastri's in P3 at the moment. He stands a good shot. Don't forget, Jenson Button won this race. He qualified 4th on the grid, but started 14th and still won. So that boat, Logan Sargent could win the race. But
true.
Leclerc does start 4th.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, could happen. Stranger things have happened here in Hungary, and you know it. Alpine won a race here.
Yeah.
Heikki Kovalainen won a race here. Look at previous polls. Look.
If Gasly wins from 20th,
yeah,
I'll be surprised.
Last time a race winner started from pole position here was 2020 with Lewis Hamilton. That was the last time the pole sitter won the race. Norris boxes. Few other drivers are coming out on the pit lane now, coming into the pit lane and leaving the pit lane as well. Piastri's gone back out, Hamilton's going back out, so they're just doing a quick change round. They don't want to get caught up by the weather.
But it's like, okay, let's try and make our times better, but we won't end up making them better. Oh! Max Verstappen's coming out.
Now this is going to affect Lando because if the track doesn't rain, Lando's messed up here. But Max, look at him.
Or since they haven't won that often, he might have been very, very clever.
Lando's going out.
He just like, nope, not taking a chance, not taking a chance.
Has he kept the same tyres? Have they changed the tyres?
I think they just warmed him up.
Poncho's going on. So it's just spitting out there right now. It's not the heavy rain we were expecting. 5 minutes to go. Piastri, Hamilton, Sainz, Verstappen out there. Yeah, it's raining. Can they get one lap in though?
Matt, 1.5.
This is going to be fun, isn't it, this one? This is what we like about qualifying in Formula 1. It gives us the excitement, and the race tomorrow is going to be brilliant again. And Sainz still there. 7th place, just holding off. There's the most famous man of Ferrari from TikTok. Don't get to see his very tight trousers as well, where he walks out with his buttocks protruded as well. Deliberately now he's done it. The foxtrot walk backwards.
I feel like the entirety of Ferrari just...
They're so Italian.
Yeah, they're so deliberate with their actions of it.
I'm half expecting a small Italian plumber to start fixing the car. It's me, Mario.
Where's Luigi?
Do you know Kelly Anton on this? You know, it's me, a Mario. It's me, a Mario. It's not saying, it's me, Mario. It's Super Mario in Japanese.
So an Italian plumber is speaking Japanese.
When he says, it's me, Mario, it's Super Mario in Japanese. Kelly Anton that. I was like, what? Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Well, we said about Oscar Piastri and possibly claiming a first win here. He's fastest of all in the first sector. That's now been given to Carlos Sainz. Track improvement out here is absolutely fantastic. 27.465, 37 thousandths of a second. Piastri at the moment. Verstappen there is a tenth and a half up on Norris. 27.461. And Norris is on a lap time. He's about to start. He's coming into turn 4 now.
Norris, you better hurry up. I was thinking, I wouldn't mind seeing Sainz.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Sainz deserves a pole. 22 thousandths of a second puts Piastri onto the front row for McLaren. But it's not good enough. Hamilton goes fourth. 1:15.854. Verstappen's only 3 thousandths off. He's had a very bad middle sector. Carlos Sainz to the line, fourth, 1:15.696.
Have a bad third sector.
Well, he's got held up by Norris, and Norris is going to start pushing now, and he's going to have Max as a guard. Cross the line. Is Max high or low? Max is low.
Yellow sector
Sonoda's
2.
crashed. Sonoda has crashed coming out of 4. We're going to have a red flag. The session stopped with 2:17 to go, and that's enough for an outlap. So the red flag comes out with 2 minutes 13 to go. Yuki Tsunoda, the exit at turn 4, on the way down to 5 and 6, has hit the barrier. He's okay getting out of the car, but there's 2:13 to go. We will restart this session, and it's a minute 15 outlap, so we have enough time to get round and go again. It'll be a grandstand if the rain holds off.
What does this interfere with?
Nothing. Formula E, we can go on here at... oh, it's a big one there. Look at that, the wheels come off.
Yeah.
For Tsunoda.
They might not even restart this.
They have to.
Why?
We've got enough time. Even if it was 1 minute 30 to go, there's enough time for an outlap. So we have to restart. Unless there's less than 1 minute 15 to go.
You couldn't have crashed later, Yuki.
Yeah. Let's have a look then. How's it happened? So it's at... So it's in... We're going to watch this. This is on a build-up lap, is it? So he's going to catch the curb in 5. The rear's going to let loose and exit. It's the AstroTurf. Oh, he jumped into the wall. Oh, my goodness me. That was terrifying.
Okay, something happened. Sorry.
Do we have an offboard of that? Look. Oh, I just caught it too late. Did you see that? He got over the AstroTurf and it sort of lifted him up. There was a bump and it lifted the car. He almost went to the catch fencing.
He did go into the catch fencing. It bounced him off.
Yeah. Huge accident. And lucky he's okay. Only the left-hand side's been damaged. But wow. That could have been nasty. That could have been a hell of a lot more nasty than it was. Medical car deployed. But that car jumped and scraped along the tyre barrier and into the Tech Pro. And into the catch fencing as well. Wow. So maybe Tsunoda won't get that Red Bull seat.
Yeah, maybe not.
Bad day for RB, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the whole Red Bull organisation.
For any possible replacement of Perez and Perez himself, it's not a good day.
So the red flag's out then, once again. As I said, we've got until quarter to 5 in order to get this one sorted. So we've got time. Is there anything okay? Look, yeah, looks it. They're just looking at the barrier now. It just missed the tyre wall though.
Shall I just go straight down? Yes. What?
Yeah.
They can't.
Have they gone back into the pit? I don't know they're queuing at the end of the pits. I'm not too sure.
Apparently, if they can't, we've got to come back.
Yeah. It's too big a delay. You can't just go up and queue at the end of the pit lane. They need to refuel and get some tyres in. Lando can certainly try and be first out once we get a restart time.
Yeah.
But right now, the red flag's out with 2:13 to go. Omi, you were in the pits. What did you make of Tsunoda there and his accident? That's brought up this red flag. Someone's going to the end of the pit lane now. I can hear it in my earphones.
Very different. A very wrong time for Yuki Tsunoda to find the barrier. Definitely not the time that he would have wanted to do it. Leclerc, the red flag came out on Leclerc's outlap, so he may still even have some life in the tyres. But yeah, they'll all be going to the end of the pit lane.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You will be careful and do the checks that we need to check, but what we need to do. But
Thanks a lot, Mikis.
Any idea of cause? Was it just wide and onto a slippery part, or what?
That's how it looked at first glance, but of course we will check very carefully if the car was doing the right thing at that moment.
And as for Daniel, had he started his flying lap?
Yeah, he had started his flying lap. He was turn 2, I think, when that happened. So, as you have seen, the session is going to be restarting. So we'll have a final go with Daniel, although it will be with the used tyre, of course.
Now, we're assuming it's going to restart. No official confirmation yet, but I can hear cars already making it to the end of the pit lane.
Yeah, we have been told the sessions will restart, so it's going to be a bit of a shootout again.
Thanks ever so much, Lauren. Cheers for coming on.
Yeah, that curb launched Sonoda. Don't like the look of that, personally.
Is he crying?
Yeah, wouldn't you? Great shot for pole position. He just and even a good result.
Must be scared.
Norris has already left the pit lane. This is a Sky replay from Ted's camera.
Has Sonoda ever launched like that before?
What's going on here? This is Max Verstappen.
What are we... Oh, I think I just realised what they were showing us.
The impediment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fact that he went over the line.
Megan, Max is getting out of the car. Now, is he done with 2 minutes 13 to go? That's brave.
He might just be going to the toilet.
No, what's going on? Why has he got out of the car when everyone else is looking up at the end of the pit lane? Is Max done? Has he got no more tyres left?
He might just want to save them.
What do they know that we don't? Nothing on the team radio chatter, but Max Verstappen's out of the car. We've got no restart time yet. Let's hear from Lando.
It might be due to tyres.
Going to restart the session.
So that was nice. Go on, here's Piastri.
Be aware that others may try and race you on the out lap, and we do want to start this lap. Yep.
Okay, interesting. Go on, Amy, what did you say?
I believe it's due to possibly tyres.
Ah, he's got no tyres.
So he's not going to get the pole position.
Yeah. Look at the medical car at the back, like it's the start of a Grand Prix. Because that's got to go back to the end of the pit lane. It can't pass the cars.
It's just like, what do I do now?
Yeah, I was going to park it. So the cars are effectively in standby. Yeah, Max has gone to the end of the pit lane. Max is done. Max, he can't. He's got no tyres.
Yeah, he does have a 2-laps used tyre, but it seems like they're not electing to go for any of it.
That's a brave call.
He could get pushed so far down that order.
He could.
Just taking a look, we've got another 15 minutes before you've got to call it off. Looks like we have a delayed start to our Formula E coverage, which is great for me and Megan because we don't get much of a break.
Yeah. How long is the Formula E?
About an hour. Let's hear from Lando again.
And rain. So rain expected at 17:20, which is in 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, dry at the moment.
If it rains, that's going to be a problem.
If they restart it now, he might just have enough time to get...
Marshall's still on the track though.
True.
Look at that, there's that rain radar.
Maybe if we pray that the rain just misses.
It's getting tense, isn't it, this one? I'll admit. It's quite fun.
It is.
2 Ferraris now joined the party. So everyone's going out bar Verstappen and Sonoda. Sonoda can't, Verstappen's run out of tyres.
Everyone is starting unused.
Thought so. Lewis Hamilton's got his gloves off. It's like a red flag race for them at the moment as well. Just waiting to see what's going to happen next. Max Verstappen will not have pole position then in this one.
I'm still so curious why he's just decided to abandon
Those
it.
tyres look fine.
Yeah, they look perfectly fine. Why are you out?
He's done 2 laps on them. Don't get it.
Confusion.
I think Max thinks it's going to rain, and
It
Alonso's
is.
Alonso's not going out.
So
Ted,
Red Bull is that they are reasonably sure, if not absolutely certain, that they will not improve their lap time on old tyres.
Piastri.
Priority here, Oscar, is on not getting any sporting infringements or penalties.
Yeah.
So that means not excessively impeding cars in the pit exit.
What? But we want you to impede some cars.
That means take your time leaving the pits, but
Oscar
not
was
to the
zoned
extent
out
that the
then.
stewards might get interested.
I suppose, Crofty, when you look at it, just finally from me down here, when you look at it from Red Bull's point of view, they're not defending a 1-2, are they? They're trying to beat the 1-2, and if they're reasonably sure that they're not going to beat the McLarens in front of them, there's no point. But I guess you say always, Crofty, you've got to be in it to win it, but not if you're Max Verstappen.
Thank you very much, Ted.
Oh, Alonso, apparently.
Alonso's giving up. I reckon it's going to rain, and that's why they've thought no one's going to improve. That's it. We'll all just stay out. All done. Like, you see camera spots, can't you?
Yeah.
Would be hilarious if it just didn't rain and everyone got better lap times and Verstappen starts ninth.
I really hope that happens. Because then it's just like, haha.
Q2 will resume at 17:21.
So much time.
Rain said it was coming at 20 past.
It could just be like spots of rain at 20 past.
It's going to be tight, isn't it? Now, why can't they just say that the session's going to restart at 20 past? Short call.
Why did they decide to go for 21?
3 minutes to go.
Snappy.
Right. So, the medical car's now finally just decided to drive past everybody and go back to where it needs to be.
It's just like, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, I've had enough. I want my coffee. So, we all just sat around tapping our thumbs.
Well, Lewis Hamilton is.
Megan, it's raining. Fred Vasseur is showing us the rain right now. It is raining in the pit lane.
Uh-oh.
So if it rains heavier, no one is going to... So Max might have done the right thing here.
Might have.
But then again, Lando's on pole with Oscar second, so McLaren won too.
Yeah, they have really nothing to lose right now. They're just going out to secure things.
Is that McLaren's first 1-2 of the season?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Austria, they nearly had it, didn't they?
Yeah, but Max got in front.
So McLaren with a 1-2. Yeah, that might be the first 1-2 of the whole year. Not even Perez has got up there in the 1-2.
No, someone's always got him away.
A few spots of rain on Danny Ricciardo on his visor. Nice beat behind us, if you can hear it.
This is playlist.
Christian Horner there, checking his messages. Sergio must have something on him. DRS enabled. That's brave. In the rain.
In rain.
Race control
I thought that was illegal.
Race control just want to kill someone. Ricciardo's testing in the pit lane now, look. So Stroll.
1 minute.
It's been a long delay, hasn't it, this one? You really have to wait for it.
Yeah. It's longer than what Paris was.
7 cars are going to go out. So it's everyone bar Tsunoda because he crashed, Alonso and Verstappen. So everyone else is heading out there. Rain is falling here in Budapest. And it looks like we're about to restart qualifying.
The cars look like a disco.
It does, doesn't it? It's like a Formula 1 red flag start again, isn't it? It's lights out and away we qualify. Come on, waiting for the green. Green in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And Lando Norris goes nowhere.
Now he does.
Now, 1 minute 15, that's the thing. So 45 seconds. They've all got to be out of the pit lane, otherwise they won't get a lap time. And now it starts to get tense with 2 minutes to go. So everybody's game is, I'll get a lap, but you won't get a lap. That's everybody's game right now.
Like, slow down.
Yeah. They're literally cruising at about, 10 kilometres to Piastri.
Oh, look. He's literally holding them up just so that he and Norris can be at the front.
38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, and they get out with 15 seconds to spare. But I don't think the Ferraris are going to make it round. I don't think anyone's going to get lap time in.
Whoa,
Norris.
that is quick.
Yeah, Lando's really racing now, isn't he?
He isn't even doing an outlap.
He's pushing. Double push.
He's just like, I'm just going for it. I have nothing to lose. I'm first anyway.
Lewis thinking the same thing. He's going for it.
It's like, these tyres are warm enough.
Oh, there's a lot of dirt on the braking zone.
Wasn't that
As
around
Lewis
the
just,
area?
yeah, where Tsunoda crashed. Yeah. Hamilton was getting in the way of it as well.
Hamilton still getting
by
messed
Tsunoda, yeah. Can't get away from it, can he? Tsunoda's really impeded Lewis in this qualifying. Like, he's really impeded him.
He has his heart set on messing Lewis's laps up.
And it's happening. 30 seconds to go, and Leclerc is at turn 11 and 12.
I feel like Danny Rick steered him.
I don't think the Ferraris are going to get a lap time in, you know? Looking at the clock, I don't think even Piastri would.
Piastri, if he doesn't, he's done a service to his teammate.
Actually, this is going to be very, very tight here. Lando and Lewis get lap times in. 10 seconds left. Piastri gets a time in. It's going to 5 seconds. Ricciardo will. Stroll will. Leclerc just gets across. Carlos Sainz misses and boxes. Sainz does not get a lap time. So he's lost it.
Why do I feel
It was
like...
a second, by the way, that Leclerc crossed the line with a spare. A second.
Jeez.
Norris is down his own time.
Why do I feel like Danny Rick has dared Tsunoda to mess with Hamilton?
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it, as well?
I feel like it's just been like, okay, this weekend you should definitely just mess with Lewis the entirety of the time.
Nobody's improving. So, literally nobody's improving out there.
That's good.
So it's a third career pole coming up from Lando Norris. In fact, Lando's backed off, and you can tell. And he's boxing.
It's just like, there's nothing more I can do here.
He went on old tyres anyway, that wouldn't be used again. He's done his job. Kind of knew it when the red flag came out,
Leclerc
didn't
boxes.
he? Yeah, that's it. Hamilton stays 5th, no improvement. Leclerc comes in. And so does Piastri. And Stroll's already out of it. And that confirms it. Danny Ricciardo will complete a lap time though. He's P10 and goes... Ninth.
He's the only one who decided, you know what, this is worth it.
1:16.4 then is what that track's at right now. No wonder no one can improve. Anticlimactic end, but a brilliant job for McLaren, who have finally got it right in qualifying now. It's a 1-2. It's a third career pole for Lando Norris. After Spain earlier on in the year, after Russia in 2021, and now here in 2024, it's another pole. Lando Norris with a helmet tribute to the trophy he broke last year. Can set off now to try and get the trophy tomorrow.
I saw a comment somewhere on Instagram saying, last year he breaks Max's trophy, this year he breaks his car.
Well, it is a third British pole in a row here at the Hungaroring. George Russell in 22, Hamilton 23, and now...
Max is third and he can't go in there.
Yeah, he can't... He can't... was he already there? Or is he... he's got to go for TV interviews.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's going to be fun, isn't it?
He is so ashamed he was just going to lose it, and now he's third and just like, what? I've got to move.
I must admit, 24 thousandths of a second separate the top three. It is yet another very close finish.
It is.
46 thousandths actually in between all of them. 26 individually. Red Bull have pushed Max's car into third position down the pit lane.
They're just like, we've got to get in here.
Yeah, excuse me, we're coming in. Well, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it?
It was.
But Lando's on pole for the Hungarian Grand Prix with Oscar second and Max third. That's good. That's McLaren 1-2 for the first time here since 2012.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very tasty Grand Prix tomorrow, isn't it? 71 laps ahead of... No, 70 laps ahead of us tomorrow in Hungary. Unless there's an aborted start, we go down to 69.
I wonder whether Perez is going to get a penalty.
Gearbox or something, yeah. I reckon
He's been
Perez,
getting a lot of penalties, hasn't he?
I definitely think Perez has done the gearbox, which is 5 places. I think Perez will start from the back, and if he does, he'll take another engine, so he'll start from the pits. Avoid the kamikaze that Bottas likes to do. The bowling. And Bottas starts 12th after all, remember?
Do you think that Magnussen will get another penalty?
For the ban. He's got, well, it's after the summer break that he will start losing those points. But it's possible. Depends on what he does tomorrow and into Spa. In a
He's
week's time.
Magnussen.
Yeah.
He's going to do something.
So Lando Norris has pole position here for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and he's speaking to the one and only Alice Powell down there in the pit lane.
We shall see. Here's your top three. Alice Powell on the mic.
Congratulations, another pole position to add to the list. It was so close out there, real fine margins, so you must be over the moon.
I am, yes, very, very, very happy. Not an easy qualifying, different conditions, like you said, but always ending up on tops. The best part of it also. Happy, especially for the team. A 1-2 is even better to see, so congrats to the team.
McLaren are really cementing themselves as a front-running team. A lot of hard work has clearly gone on behind the scenes, and this must give you lots of confidence heading in tomorrow and for the remainder of the season.
I mean, it does, but we've already got confidence, so it's not like we need a lot more of it or we're searching for it, you know. I think we've come into this weekend and the last few happy and confident we can do a good job, and we have a good car to fight for pole, and that's exactly what we did today. So yeah, like I said, a great job by the team. We've been improving every weekend, and to end up on pole today is sweet.
And race pace earlier on in the weekend from the long runs looked pretty decent. It's going to be a slightly different weather conditions we're expecting tomorrow. So is that going to give you confidence either in the hotter conditions?
I mean, we're in the best position for whatever the conditions throw at us. So I'm looking forward to it. 2 cars at the front row, we can control it from there. So as long as we stay where we are, we'll be happy.
So you finished P2 here last year. You're expecting to go one more, clearly.
I mean, I'm expecting to, so if I don't, it's not been a good day. So, no, the car's doing well. I feel like I'm driving well, so it's obvious what the aim is for tomorrow.
Brilliant. Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
Oscar, a big congratulations, a big cheer when you walked over to here, a big crowd of Papaya fans here. There's a lot of support for you and Lando this weekend.
Yeah, it's cool to be here, especially when you get a result like this. I think the first 1-2 in qualifying for McLaren for a very long time. So, no, very happy. Of course, when I miss out by 200ths, you think of all the little things you can do a bit better. But no, an amazing result for the team. We had a bit of a tricky day on my side yesterday, so it was nice to bounce back this morning, and then obviously this afternoon in quali. It wasn't easy. A lot of decisions on the fly, and yeah, to end up with both cars on the front row is an amazing result.
You said it's super close. It certainly was. Is there anything that you could have done slightly different out there? Anything sort of left on the table? Was there a small mistake along the lap?
Not really. The first lap, yes, but the second lap, honestly, it was pretty good. I've already seen where I was a little bit slower, and then you think, yeah, I could have done this a bit better, that a bit better, but no, still a good lap. I'm happy with my day's work, and it's a long run down to turn 1, so everything is still to play for tomorrow, and a lot of points are on the table.
So Lando's just in front of you. What's the mindset heading down into turn 1 tomorrow?
I mean, of course, I want to get into the lead, but yeah, we have both cars on the front row. We've got a big task ahead of us, trying to win this championship as a team, and we'll be smart. We've got a very quick car. It's been working extremely well this weekend, and yeah, we want to keep it 1-2, and I think we'll fight amongst ourselves for who gets 1.
Congratulations, Oscar, and good luck.
Thank you.
Max, well done. A bit of frustration there, though, at the end of that run, a bit of frustration over the line.
Yeah, I mean, I tried the whole weekend. I think we have been a little bit behind, and I think that was also the case in qualifying. I tried to make it as close as possible, but unfortunately, yeah, just not enough. Bit difficult to pinpoint why that is. Yeah, I would have liked a bit more grip, but it's not there at the moment. But P3 is still very close. I just hope that for tomorrow, of course, the car is good in the race, and at least that we can follow them and see what we can do there.
it is very close, a lot closer than we have seen in previous years. Are you enjoying having this battle with other teams joining you for that battle for pole position?
Because I love competition, but I would like to be on top of the competition. And at the moment, I feel like we are chasing and having a few more difficult weekends. But, I don't back out of a fight. But, yeah, we just a bit of a, tricky situation, I guess.
And it's a long race tomorrow. It's going to be a hot race tomorrow. It's hard to overtake here. Do you feel you've got the car underneath you to move forward?
Let's see. I mean, the last few races, I think, especially McLaren has been really, really good in the race, even compared to qualifying. So, of course, today was a lot colder than expected, I guess, with the clouds and a bit of the rain. Tomorrow is going to be quite a different day, and I just hope that will help us.
Great. Well done, Max.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm not completely sure, but I think both Max and Lando both have colds. Just saying.
Here's the results then. Lando Norris on pole from Piastri second, Verstappen third, Sainz fourth, Hamilton fifth, Leclerc sixth, Alonso seventh, Stroll eighth, Ricciardo ninth, Tsunoda rounds out top 10, Hülkenberg 11th and Bottas 12th, Albon's 13th, Sargent 14th, Magnussen 15th, Perez 16th, Russell 17th, Joe 18th, 19th for Ocon, and Gasly is 20th. Final thoughts, Omi, from you in the pit lane. What did you make of that qualifying session from out there?
Definitely a very interesting qualifying session, anticlimactic and ending, but it leaves us set for some motor race coming our way tomorrow. Should be an exciting race here at Hungary for Formula One. Cannot wait to see who is going to take victory.
Thank you, Omi, for being in the pits. I'll see you tomorrow for that lot. Megan, what about you? What are you making of that, as we've got to now get an ice cream quick before we go on air for Formula E?
I thought it was quite good qualifying, and I'm very excited for the race tomorrow.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Omi. Thank you, everybody. So we are back tomorrow for all the action from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Coming up next, it's the race that could decide the Formula E Championship from London, round 15, coming up right now. And then a bit later on, qualifying from IndyCar Radio for the Indy Toronto Grand Prix as well. It's Lando Norris on pole with Max Verstappen in third and Piastri second, making it McLaren 1-2. Join us tomorrow for all the action from Hungary. Bye-bye.